Berta J. You're back in my kitchen with me today, cooking a beet and onion salad. The beets are really the only thing that need to be cooked. This is what you're going to do. You get 3 beets. I used organic from my local grocery store. I peel them and then I slice them. You could use a mandolin or you could use your food processor to slice. But I like them kind of thick, and you might too. You don't want them real thin because you're going to bake them. And after you slice them, I cut them in smaller pieces. I like bite size. Then I put them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I put them in a 375-degree oven, and I cook that for 20 minutes. Once they're finished for the 20 minutes, I turn them all over, put them back in the oven for another 10 to 12 minutes so that they're softened. You could probably do this salad with raw beets, but it's just so hard. Beets can be so hard and crunchy. They're better if they're raw to be shredded. But anyway, so they're baked. I've done all of that preparation with the beets, and I'm now going to make the salad. And it's a little vinaigrette, that's all, just real simple. So I'm taking these baked beets, say that 5 times fast. So you take your 3 beets that you've baked, put them in your bowl, and then you take half of a medium size. I left this here so you could see. That's half, and here's my hand. I don't know, here's a fork. Can you see about how big that is? So I took half of this, and I sliced it in medium-sized slices. See, it's still got the red on it. And your hands are gonna get, I've washed my hands several times, but you're gonna get very red hands. And then I cut it in half. So now I'm gonna break those up. Put those in. And the last thing, the only other thing you have to do, stir it up. Stir these 2 vegetables up. And then we're gonna make a vinaigrette. Very simple vinaigrette, not hard at all. This is a dish that my mom used to make for us. I grew up on a farm in Maryland, and she used to make for us and keep it in the refrigerator during the summer months. And I just loved it. So I figured out how I would do it, because my mom has long since passed away. Okay, so now that is all stirred up, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to take a third of a cup of apple cider vinegar. I use Bragg's. Third of a cup, put it in a bowl. Then you're going to take 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, right here. And you're going to use 2 teaspoons of any dry sweetener. I did a video before on sweeteners, and I told you the difference between dry sweeteners and liquid sweeteners, and it's pretty obvious. They're dry. This is xylitol that I'm using, but there's others. So I'm using 2 teaspoons of xylitol, putting that in. And then I'm using 2 tablespoons of liquid sweetener, and this is maple syrup. That's going to go in. And then you're going to use 4 tablespoons or 1/4 of a cup of water. And that's really it. But you're going to stir that up until your dry sweetener is all stirred up and it's dissolved. And that may take a minute or 2. It takes xylitol a bit to dissolve. Okay, you're going to take this. I like to get it all. Everything I make, once I make a recipe, I get everything that's out of it. Okay? So now you're going to stir it up. And I could taste it now, but it tastes so much better after you let these flavors meld together and marry. Once they've done that, it'll be delicious. Like if I tasted it now, it would be good. But tomorrow, it's going to be absolutely over the top. I keep it in, and you should keep it in the refrigerator. If you make it like in the middle of the day, do at least 4 to 5 hours. If you make it in the evening, just leave it in overnight. Okay, so we've taken the beets and we've had them overnight. And so now this is the great reveal. I put it in a Pyrex container. That's what they look like. I forgot to tell you that after you put them in, whatever time it is, go back in every hour or two before you go to bed. And if you're doing it during the day, then just go in and stir it again. Because you see what happens is that sauce will mingle, and it's gonna turn those beets. It's gonna turn the onions. Can you see them? These are the onions. It's gonna turn them nice and beet colored. And they soften, they get really, really softened, and they're infused with the sauce that I made and put on here. You're gonna love this. If you like beets, even if you don't like beets, try it, because they're very, very good for you. And the other thing that I'll warn you about is don't be afraid when you go to the bathroom and when you have to do number 2, it may be red because the beet is gonna come through. It could be a way of you telling how quickly your body processes food too. If that sounds gross, then I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Don't be afraid of what it looks like. But this is what the beets are. That's what they look like. They're very, very good, very tasty. And I often put it on salad, but I will eat these plain. Here we go. It reminds me of when I was a little girl and I wanted something to eat. I think I told you I grew up on a farm. My mom said, there are beets and onions in the refrigerator. Go have some of that. And it just drew me back to that time. This is really good. If you like a little bit of sweet sour and you do like onions, you're gonna love this. I hope you'll try it. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Let me hear from you. Okay? Bye for now.